blown away a team that are blowing everybody away, do you know what I mean? And they've just blown them away. What a statement to the Champions League. You get results in the Champions League that gets all around Europe. People will go, and people will be watching this result tonight and going, wow.
Right, high praise from Paul Merson there. It was Declan Rice who was man of the match. His performance in the second half was incredible. Paul Merson actually said that he ran Bayern Munich into the ground. Just how good is he?
Do you know what? It was a few years ago that he was playing for West Ham, and I can't remember the game, but I just remember looking at Declan Rice and thinking, he's a good player, but I don't know if he can go up to the next level. Fast forward a couple of years, and he's proving everybody wrong. And yes, he went for 100 million. Yes, of course, he was touted as of course, he's going to be this great midfielder. But he's even proved me wrong, to be honest with you. I just think he's unbelievable. And well done to him. I'm happy for him. It wasn't a question a couple of years ago of, I don't think he can do it. It's what I was seeing. But right now, he's as good as it gets right now in Europe.
Well, we've been asking, is he the best £100 million plus signing in football? I've been asking everybody at home that, and you've got to kind of really think about who cost that amount of money. Well, there's been 15 players who've cost that amount of money. So remember, we've done this in pounds, not euros, because, well, we're in the UK, we're in Britain, aren't we? So if you start there with Jack Grealish, was £100 million. It goes all the way up to Neymar at £198 million. Rob, does anyone stand out as better value than Declan Rice on that list?
Well, I mean, it's hard to say Neymar hasn't been a superstar his whole career. I mean, this is somebody who's the top Brazilian national team goal scorer, and multiple trophies, Barcelona, PSG. He's won trophies, and also on top of that, an incredible talent, unique. So him, Mbappe, of course, but I think Mbappe has to do a little bit more. The one that jumps out, Jude Bellingham, winning the Champions League and the league in his first season
Remember,
at Real Madrid.
the Mbappe one was to PSG rather than to Real Madrid.
Correct, yes.
To PSG.
Yeah. So I think right now he's still got to do a little bit more. But I think the one that jumps out for me is Neymar. I think that one, the one Cristiano Ronaldo, 105 million to Juventus, Real Madrid to Juventus, kind of goes under the radar. But Juventus have been paying for it ever since. So that was a big worry in spending that much. I think the one that jumps out for me is Neymar. The other one, maybe we might come back to this. Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez right now are proving that they are a top midfield. Could we be saying, because I think with Declan Rice, he's got a lot more to prove in terms of making his team win. I think he's great right now, brilliant. But I think he's also got to feel that I need to win those trophies as well. And then I will be also then considered in that category of the 100 million best transfer ever.
Yeah, well, Arsenal fans are very happy with him right now. They're happy in general. Let's speak to an Arsenal supporter now. Scarlett Katz-Roberts joined us. Good morning to you, Scarlett. We might get to that Declan Rice in a moment, but in terms of the win last night, how big a statement was that?
Yeah, I mean, given the context of the week we're having, at half-time, I was kind of asking myself, how much do we want to give to win this game? We've had a competitive match, if you want to call it that, last weekend, and we're going to the Bridge on Sunday. And the first half was super even, but we just took it to another level in the second half. And to be honest with you, I think Bayern looked scared. And in terms of a statement for this team, Bayern are sort of a dragon that we needed to slay. 2 years ago, we lost to them, and I thought, Arsenal were a better team than them at the time, but maybe lacking a bit of belief and maturity. And I've been harping on a lot about this season, how this is the same team that competed 2 years in a row, 3 years in a row, got 89 points. But I've got to say, I'm seeing more from us now. This feels like growth, and that's what makes it such a massive statement to the rest of Europe.
Well, you add into that the fact that your squad is definitely stronger now, no doubt about that. But then how much better has Declan Rice got since he's had Zubamendi behind him?
Yeah, I mean, every time I see him on the pitch, it fills me with such confidence. I must say, at the end of the derby when we were 4-1 up, I was thinking, get him off, because I just want him to rest. And the same in this game. But his physicality is absurd. I mean, he burst into the box for Saka's chance in the second half. Almost scored. From where I was standing, I thought it got into the net. And then he wins the ball back for Madueke's goal. And he was still running hard right at the end of that match. So all I can conclude is that we got him half price.
Is he the most important player in Arsenal's team? Because if they lose him, do Arsenal then start to lose their aura?
I think it depends on, honestly, the week. You asked me that question. Obviously, we've got incredible players in terms of our replacements across the pitch. And I think we've proven that, having lost Odegaard at times this season, lost Saka, lost Havertz. I do think in Rice's case, because he is so absurdly, physically, technically gifted, there's not really one player who could come in and do what he does. You would have to change things a bit. So, yeah, I think in terms of what you would have to do to that midfield, probably losing Rice would be a big issue for Arsenal. But at the same time, I think there's quality players who could come in and offer different solutions.
But is Zubimendi actually the key to, because what we've seen from Declan Rice this season is very different to last year, and the level of Arsenal. Is Zubimendi actually the key for what Rice is doing?
Yeah, I mean, Zubimendi is certainly an upgrade on the guy we had playing at 6 last year. He's great with the ball. He's really snaps into tackles, surprisingly, for kind of diminutive Spanish midfielder. So I think he's certainly empowered Rice, but I would say I've seen Rice just improving since he joined. I think he's just more and more confident, more and more settled. I mean, we're talking about a guy who scored 2 insane free kicks against Real Madrid. So I think the level has been there from Rice, for a good few years now. But absolutely, he's in a purple patch right now.
What about Sunday then? I know that tomorrow's show is going to be dominated by looking ahead to Chelsea against Arsenal. Any concerns about that? I mean, you are away from home.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think Chelsea can beat anyone. I've said this before. I think Chelsea are like a hormonal teenager. Like they can show signs of real maturity and kind of adulthood. They can beat the best teams in the world, but at the same time, they can lose to Sunderland, and they are a young team as well. So I think, question marks about Blueco's kind of long-term strategy when it comes to keeping a squad together and growing a team. But there's no doubt they have, immense quality in that team. I mean, you guys have just been discussing Enzo Fernandez and Caicedo. That's a pretty enviable midfield pairing. So absolutely, I think it's going to be really tough. But what gives me belief in this team is that I feel like we are at a kind of crowning moment of maturity.
Do you worry, though? Do you worry for the Chelsea game?
Yeah, of course I do. It's a derby, it's away, but I couldn't have more belief in my team at the moment. So my worries, I feel like, are outweighed by my, I'm in awe of what we're producing at the moment.
It was Paul Merson last night said that if Arsenal do win against Chelsea, that's it. They will not be caught in the Premier League. Do you agree?
I'm going to have to sit on the fence because I don't know the answer. I said at the beginning...
Come on, say what you feel.
I think if we come out of this week with 3 victories, I think that will tell us a lot about this team.
Do we give you the title if you come out with 3 wins this week?
You can't.
Are you feeling like the trophy's in our pocket right now?
It's November. I want to believe it, but how can I tell you for certain? I'll certainly be, having to work quite hard to keep my feet on the ground after Sunday if we win at Stamford Bridge. Let's put it that way.
All right, Scott.